Thank you, thank you.
President Stubb, this is your first visit to Africa since you took office. Why was Kenya chosen as your first destination?
Well, I'd never been to Kenya before, and I'm a firm believer that the world order is changing. So we're living sort of a post-World War I, post-World War II, or post-Cold War moment. It'll take about 5 to 10 years for the world to settle. And there are going to be a few key countries or swing states that are going to decide the way in which we're going to tilt. And Kenya, for me, is one of them. And that's why I wanted to come to Kenya.
What concrete areas of cooperation are you looking to strengthen between Kenya and Finland during this visit?
Well, a few things. First of all, I come here with a big business delegation. So there's going to be the normal sort of trading part of things, which can be about education, it can be about technology, it can be about forestry or other industrial forms. Second, I think President Ruto and I look at the world when it comes to peace mediation in a very similar way. So I wanted to learn more about the regional conflicts that we see here, for instance, Sudan or DRC Congo. And then in exchange, of course, I wanted to give my 2 cents on Russia's war of aggression in Ukraine. So what can we do on that front? And then one sort of more specific one is education. So we've been working on that together. So many different fields of cooperation that we can do together. Kenya has 56 million people. We have 5.6 million.
You speak of education, President Stubb. In 2021, a scholarship program launched by Uasin Gishu County, which is one of the counties in Kenya, aimed to send Kenyan students to Finland to study. However, it ended in a scandal. Hundreds of students were left stranded, while the families were left financially distressed. A Kenyan government task force later reported that Finnish universities and embassies contributed to the fallout, that is by deviating from the initial agreement, by demanding full fees upfront and threatening students with deportation. How does the Finnish government respond to these claims?
Well, I was completely out of office at the time, of course. But the bottom line is that I think, first of all, we need to have more educational exchange. So what happened, from what I understand, was very unfortunate. And I think mistakes were made all around. But I hope that this will be settled in the courts. I hope that the processes are ongoing. I hope that the investigations will lead to solutions. I think in some cases, the Finnish universities were also quite happy in hosting, actually, the students.
Trade between Finland and Kenya has seen fluctuations. What strategies can be implemented to boost bilateral trade and investment, particularly in sectors like technology and renewable energy?
Well, I'm always careful to give advice from the government side on what business can actually do. But I think the starting point is to understand that we're now moving from a world where we used to have trade rules, clear ones, multilateral rules, say through the WTO, to a more transactional world. And the EU is for us the one that trades for us. So the EU has exclusive competence on trade, on competition, and on customs. So the framework is there. So for instance, today, the Trade Commissioner of Europe was here looking at what kind of cooperation we can do. And then the rest falls into place. You know, can we help in the green transition? What can we learn about each other when it comes to technology? What kind of means can we do together? And again, I think it starts quite often with people-to-people contact, and that's what these kinds of visits are all about.
We can all agree that climate change is a shared global concern. How can Finland and Kenya collaborate more effectively on climate resilience and green innovation?
Yeah, no, I agree. And one of the problems is that the world seems to be able to cope only with 1 or 2 crises at a time. So right now we're seeing an increase in conflicts, which means that we talk less and less about climate. I mean, I don't have a magic bullet of how it should all be done, but in my mind, it needs a sequence of 3. First, you need legislation, in other words, rules which set the frame for what you can do in order to help the climate. Second, you need finance, so you need financial instruments and public and private banks that finance it. And thirdly, you need innovation. So my point is, you can't legislate or pay yourself out of this crisis. You have to innovate. So if there's something that we can learn from each other on the innovation side, you know, between a country which has a fairly cold climate versus a country that can have a multitude of renewables used. So I'm sure that there are a lot of synergies there.
Out for you to see and clearly understand as we speak. Simon's name has been chanted. His name was chanted in the country of the USA, Washington to be precise, the city where Donald Trump have his official residence and working place. Why was Simon's name chanted in Washington, D.C.? And what are the implications of that event? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you. At the same time, I'm going to disclose the info where you need to know at this particular point in time. Yes, in this video briefing, we received a notification coming from Reno Mokri. Reno Mokri don't talk about Nnamdi Kanu. He don't heavily criticize this man. Yes, this guy no show love to Nnamdi Kanu. He don't criticize him heavily. And for this video, I'm going to show you what he talk, how he talk him, and why he make that kind of comments in the first place. We also have a notification coming from the former governor of Anambra State in the person of Chris Ngige. Chris Ngige visited Bola Tinubu in his residence place in Abuja to discuss about the possible release of Nnamdi Kanu. The response is coming from Bola Tinubu will definitely blow your mind. In this video briefing, we have a notification coming from Valentine Ozigbo. Yes, a very close friend of Peter Obi. Something happened to this man when he celebrated his birthday just yesterday. For this video, I'm going to show you what happened and why people don't come for this guy's head. Moving on swiftly, also have a news coming from Ekpa Powerful. Yes, this guy don't come out to say something we be say everybody must listen to and everybody must pay attention to, because Ekpa Powerful don't they show say in they actually very, very powerful. For this video, I'm going to show you and disclose everything we in talk and why that statement was made in the first place. Well, moving on swiftly, we also have an update coming from Finland regarding Simon's case. The update is not too updating, but now something you be say you guys see, maybe you see yourself with your eyes, make you know how things they be. Yes. Moving on swiftly, also received a notification coming from Anambra State where we say some students came together to plant something in that school. They came together to plant something we go give them millions and millions of naira. But as we speak, these individuals from Anambra State University, they don't arrest them and they go face the full consequences of what them do. And if I tell you what these people do, it goes really surprise you. So with all of that being said, make we start this video with our very first update. Make we start this video with our very first update. We'll kickstart this video from a statement coming from Ekpa Powerful himself, the most powerful man in the southeast region of Nigeria. So the question is here, what Ekpa Powerful don't talk and how it take consign the USB movement. Well, make I show you something where you say you guys see. Yes, sometime early this month, the current Minister of Works in the person of Dave Umahi been come out, come talk something. He came out and he met with some pressmen in Nigeria. They tell them, say, he was sent by Bola Tinubu. Well, what's happened? Take a look at this article showing right now on your screen. This is coming from the 5th of July of 2025, where Dave Umahi talks, say, FG, they are willing to negotiate Kanu's release. Dave Umahi can also talk, say the federal government of Nigeria go and release Nnamdi Kanu, but he insists that it should not be used as a condition for political support. Yes, the moment we say Dave Umahi made this statement, Ekpa Powerful quickly came out to debunk and make it change for Dave Umahi. Showing right now on your screen is a statement coming from Ekpa Powerful where it states, IPOB debunks Minister Umahi's claim of ongoing negotiation for Nnamdi Kanu's release. The article also gave us more clarity coming from the desk of Ekpa Powerful where it states, in a statement released on Tuesday by its spokesperson, Ekpa Powerful, IPOB described Umahi's remarks as reckless and contemptuous, dismissing the claims as laughable propaganda allegedly designed to mislead the public and demoralize supporters of the USB nation agitation. Yes, Ekpa Powerful also tell Dave Umahi say, we are not ready to negotiate with you or the federal government. The only agreement we will fit hold at this particular point in time is a UN supervised referendum or plebiscite for the people of Biafra to determine their future. And this was coming from Ekpa Powerful. He did not even stop there. He also informed Dave Umahi to see, bros, stay your lane, no. Don't ever make such statements. No even try mislead the USB people again moving on forward. And the article states, therefore, warned Umahi and others to desist from peddling lies and false hopes. And this is coming from Ekpa Powerful, and this is the latest update that you definitely have to see at this particular point in time. Yes, still talking about Nnamdi Kanu and the USB movement. A man known as Reno Mokri don't come out to heavily criticize Nnamdi Kanu, Peter Obi, and the whole southeast region of Nigeria. So the question be say, who be this guy called Reno Mokri? Well, take a look at this quick summary. This guy is a Nigerian author, columnist, adventure traveler, and a social media influencer. Now, who this guy, Reno Mokri, be? Based out of a Wikipedia briefing. So, what did this guy don't even talk? And how will it affect Nnamdi Kanu? Well, this guy held an interview with Channels Television. In that interview, held with Channels Television, hosted by Sheun, this guy made a lot of revelations. He claimed that Nnamdi Kanu ordered for the unaliving of more than 50 policemen in the southeast region of Nigeria. Nnamdi Kanu has caused all levels of insecurity in Nigeria, cultivating from the southeast region. And this guy no even stop there, sef. He no even stop there. He called it talk say it is totally unfair if Bola Tinubu at some any point in his administration go and pardon Nnamdi Kanu or set him free, that he must face the wrath of the law. He must dance to the music of the law, and he must be punished by the Nigerian constitution. This is exactly what Reno Mokri was saying in that video briefing. Sorry, I can't show you the video or play the video. Yes, because of copyright claims and copyright strike that can follow suit if I play that video in this particular video briefing. But in summary, showing right now on your screen is every single thing this man said. You can pause this particular part of the video to read up and understand, because a lot of things were said and a lot of allegations were cemented on Nnamdi Kanu's case file. Anyways, if you find our videos interesting and you find them educative enough, please do well to subscribe and turn on post notifications, because here you get first-hand info and breaking news as it all unfolds. Thank you. Anyways, moving on swiftly, a popular Igbo politician don't meet with Bola Tinubu for his residence in Aso Rock. Yes, the former governor of Anambra State, in the person of Chris Ngige, don't meet with Bola Tinubu to discuss the possible release and the unconditional release of Nnamdi Kanu. But then the responses where they come from Bola Tinubu will blow your mind. First thing first, take a look at this article that was released a couple of days back, and this is coming from a user known as One Jobless Boy. This article reads, "I'm calling on President Bola Tinubu to exercise his right as per the constitution and solve that matter. Dr. Chris Ngige wants the Nigerian president to release Nnamdi Kanu." Yes, this man traveled to Aso Rock together with some individuals from the Igbo settings of the country. They met with Bola Tinubu in a closed-door meeting, and the responses Bola Tinubu gave them, it no really make sense. Bola Tinubu told them, say, "Oh, this one a matter when I carry come my desk today. It go really hard to grant though." Yes, Bola Tinubu was saying that to grant an unconditional release of Nnamdi Kanu will be a very, very difficult one to do, because a lot of things they are attached to him. So when we hear that comments coming from Bola Tinubu, we had to do some research to understand how difficult it can probably be for him as the president of Nigeria. Because as the president, you have the right, you have the power. It's in the constitution. You have the power to grant an unconditional release for anybody and anywhere within the geographical settings of Nigeria. Take a look at this article coming from the section 175 of the 1999 Constitution. It states, "The Nigerian Constitution gives the president the power to grant pardons and release prisoners under section 175 of the 1999 Constitution as amended." Here's the key part summarized. So section 171 subsection 1 states, "The president may," the first one here is, "grant a pardon or reprieve to anyone convicted of an offense against federal law. 2. Substitute a less severe punishment. And 3. Remit, cancel or reduce a sentence or penalty." So as you can see, the president of Nigeria has that power to release anybody held by any correctional center in the country. But then we had to look at this particular statement carefully. Take a look at the highlighted part of the screen. It states, "Grant a pardon or reprieve to anyone convicted of an offense against federal law." So the key word here is anyone convicted. But we all know that Nnamdi Kanu has not been convicted by any Nigerian court, which makes it very, very tricky at this particular point in time. So we had to do more research to understand the context behind a convicted individual and someone who is still facing trial, if the president of the country has the free will and the power to free that individual. Take a look at this article showing right now on your screen. It states, "No, the president of Nigeria cannot free someone who is still facing trial. That is someone who has not been convicted. Why? According to Section 175 of the Nigerian Constitution, the president can only grant pardons, reprieves, sentence reductions, or commutations, but only after conviction by a court of law. So as you can clearly see, Bola Tinubu cannot grant an unconditional release to Nnamdi Kanu because he's yet to be convicted, if possible, by a court in Nigeria. Maybe that is why these guys over the past couple of years have been delaying his court session over time. Yes, this guy has been appearing before the Federal High Court in Abuja for the past 4 years now. Maybe that is the reason behind this whole delay and sudden or impromptu adjournment. The truth of the matter is nobody knows what is currently happening there. But one thing we know is that Ngozi Orabueze, who happens to be the Deputy Prime Minister of the USB movement, came out yesterday to openly criticize the President of Nigeria and also Christopher Musa. Yes, for better understanding, take a look at this article coming from this lady that was released 6 hours ago based on her Twitter timing. It states, breaking, again, Nigerian Tinubu government and Christopher Musa using their stooge commissioner Bankole in the African Union to destroy African Union and stop the USB restoration. Remember, this sent Bankole blocked PM Simon's complaint on the unaliving of innocent USB by the Nigerian state, not this time. And this is an open letter coming from the USB Deputy Prime Minister, where she's clearly calling out the President of Nigeria and also calling out Christopher Musa, who is the Chief of Defense in the Nigerian's geographical setting. So what do you think of all of these things we've mentioned so far? What do you think of all of the revelations we've showcased in this video? Because we still have interesting one. Remember, we still have an interesting news coming from Simon. Yes, this guy's name was chanted in Washington, D.C. And in this video, I'm going to show you every single thing regarding that particular case. So make you stay tuned and watch this video up until the end. Anyways, moving on swiftly, something will happen for Anambra State, Nigeria, where we say everybody gas listen to and pay attention to at this particular point in time. Some individuals in that state been fake their own kidnap and they can demand over 10 million naira from their parents and from their guardians. Well, for better understanding, make I take you to the desk of the Punch so you can see things for yourself and get first-hand info. Showing right now on your screen is an article coming from the Punch where it states 2 students stage own kidnapping in Anambra State. This article also gave us clarity and a better understanding where it states the Anambra State Police Command has arrested 2 suspects for their involvement in a self-orchestrated kidnap and a foiled extortion attempt in the state. The 2 suspects, whose names were given as Chinecherem Okonkwo, a 28-year-old student of Enugu State University of Science and Technology, and Chinecherem Oronu, aged 30 years, were said to have masterminded their own kidnapping and used an unknown voice to demand a ransom of 10 million naira from the family. This was disclosed in a press statement released on Monday by the spokesperson for the Anambra State Police, SP Tochukwu Ikenga. Ikenga said operatives of the Rapid Response Squad, acting on intelligence-led investigation of a disturbing report of the alleged abduction of a female student, arrested the suspect at a lodge located at Unizik Temp site, Oka. So this is a crazy one coming from Unizik, a university domiciled in Anambra State, where some individuals, some students, faked their own kidnap and requested over 10 million naira from their family members. Wow. People don't get mind for this country. See our youth now putting off crazy stunts so as to make money very, very quick. Well, still talking about Southeast region and Igbo land. Yesterday being the 21st of July of 2025, an interesting news popped out that everybody needs to pay attention to at this particular point in time. An interesting news that will definitely put the Igbo land in the world map and enlarge its geographical settings is currently playing on, and we all need to pay attention right about now. So the question here is, what did they happen, and how is this whole thing going to put the Igbo land in a greater part of the Nigerian's map? Well, take a look at this article coming from The Guardian, where it states Baroa, Opeyemi and 97 other senators back creation of Anoma State. Yes, just in case you don't understand, this Anoma State is a new state that has been proposed by senators in the Nigerian Senate. And as we speak, we have 97 senators who are currently backing this new state that will be created in the southeast region of Nigeria. Well, For clarity and for a better understanding, make I show you the article in full so that you will see what they sup at this particular point in time. It states, the quest for the creation of Anoma State as the sixth state of the Southeast region has gained unprecedented support from no fewer than 90 senators in the upper legislative chamber. Among those in support of the proposed state were the Deputy Senate President Barwa Jibrin, the Senate Leader Michael Opeyemi Bamidele, and 97 others of the upper legislative chamber. This follows intense lobbying by Senator Ned Nwoko, representing the Delta North Senatorial District, on the platform of the ruling All Progressive Congress. So as you can clearly see, this Anoma state is now getting massive recognition in the Nigerian Senate. Even the Deputy Senate President is now following up on this particular matter, and this is going to definitely play a massive role in the development of the Southeast region of the country. Well, kudos to every individual involved in making this whole thing, this whole new state come to limelight, and kudos to the people who have been supporting this application. We're moving on swiftly. Something happened yesterday when a politician domiciled in Anambra State celebrated his birthday. But instead of getting birthday wishes, something else popped off. Yes, we all know Valentine Ozigbo. Yes, this individual who played a massive role in the past presidential elections in Nigeria, who supported Peter Obi under the Labour Party umbrella. This guy celebrated his birthday yesterday being the 21st of July of 2025. And a lot of things played out that we all need to see. Things that media outlets in Nigeria did not cover. Things that Vanguard, This Day, Arise TV, channels all ignored. Well, today will be the very first time you'll be seeing the full events that played out yesterday and how it's going to, one way or the other, affect this guy's political career moving on forward. Yes. So what happened? Yesterday, he celebrated his birthday. That is Valentine Ozigbo. Showing right now on your screen is a tweet coming from his official Twitter page that will give you a clear confirmation and to fact check what I'm about to say. It states, yesterday, as I marked my 55th birthday, I was profoundly moved by the outpouring of love, prayers, and goodwill that came from every corner of the world. Your messages, calls, presents, and heartfelt gestures made the day unforgettable, and I'm deeply grateful. And this was coming from Valentine himself. Showing right now on your screen are some videos and pictures taken from that said day. As you can clearly see, everybody was in a joyous mode. Everybody was having a good time. Everybody was celebrating for Mr. Valentine on his birthday. But then, during his birthday celebration on Twitter and other social media platforms of the world, people saw something of Valentine Ozigbo that looked familiar with a symbol used by Bola Tinubu, the president of Nigeria. Yes, showing right now on your screen is a symbol of Bola Tinubu that he always imprints on his cap, his headdress. And showing right now on your screen is a new symbol that has been generated by Valentine Ozigbo by himself and himself. As you can see, we have close similarities between the symbol of Bola Tinubu and the symbol that has been initiated by Valentine Ozigbo. People were like, bro, so calm down. Are you trying to show us that or tell us that you are now a full-fledged APC politician? Are you trying to say that you now support the All Progressive Congress and Bola Tinubu in all way, shape or form, in all manner, in all way and manner? Some said these two symbols look very similar. Is that why you, Valentine, you left the Labour Party and moved to the All Progressive Congress? Yes. Just in case you don't know, Valentine has left the Labour Party and now is a politician domiciled under the All Progressive Congress. Well, just in case you don't believe me, take a look at this article coming from the 25th of April of 2025, coming from Valentine himself, where it clearly states that, CEO, I don't regret dumping Labour Party for the All Progressive Congress. I don't regret even one bit or even for 1 second. I did that out of my own free will. I did that in my own free decisions, and nobody convinced me or tried to persuade me to join the All Progressive Congress. And now we are seeing similar logos from the one used by Bola Tinubu and the one that has been initiated by Valentine Ozigbo. People are claiming that this guy is now a full-fledged supporter of Bola Tinubu's reign and administration. People are claiming that they don't want to have anything to do with him because of his affiliation with the president of Nigeria. Well, what do you think of this whole situation? Do you think these two logos look very familiar or similar in nature? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I'll be there to read and respond to all of your comments as you drop them. So do well to subscribe and turn on post notifications, because now we want to look at the most interesting parts of this whole video briefing. This is where things are going to get really interesting, and you have to definitely see this remaining part of the video to get the full details. Yes, moving on swiftly, we have two info and updates regarding Simon, and we are going to showcase all of them right about now. So let's start with the very first one. This update is not too new. It will not send shockwaves or celebrations in the southeast. It's just something that you or everybody needs to see at this particular point in time. So the Finnish government has released a full summary of Simon's case, his case file, and the current situation of his case. We're showing right now on your screens everything that you need to know right about now, because anything you see anywhere else is totally false and wrong. So the thing is, Simon is still detained in Finland. So if you've been seeing or hearing that Simon has been set free, that is absolutely false and wrong. So Simon is still detained and is still in Finland. His trial is ongoing with no conclusion in sight. That is to say, the Finnish government and the Päijät-Häme District Court have not scheduled or set a specific date for the possible judgment. So this guy's case is still ongoing. Investigations are being done. The judges are still putting one or two together to get full and absolute conclusions to his court case. So everything is still ongoing in the Päijät-Häme District Court. So the third update here is that there's no request as we speak for extradition. Yes, it states extradition remains speculative and unconfirmed. So if you've been hearing that this guy will be brought into Nigeria, it's all pure speculations, and there's no official reportage regarding that claim coming from Finland. And the fourth update is the fact that no fresh major developments as of today, being the 22nd of July of 2025. So today as we speak, there's no updates regarding his case. The Päijät-Häme District Court is yet to release any single update as of today. Yes, so this is the very first update we have for you regarding Simon and his case in the Päijät-Häme District Court. But before we look at the second update, the second revelation I have for you in this video, because this guy's name was chanted in Washington, D.C. Before I show you that update, there's something you need to know. If you live in Enugu State, Nigeria, if you reside in Enugu State, definitely you need to pay attention to this article I'm about to show you. It states, and this is coming from the This Day, it states, Enugu Electricity Commission issues new tariff, crashes band A rates from 209 naira to 160 naira per kilowatt. So this is an exciting one and a clear update. So if you are currently registered under the band A classification, your rate, your unit has been reduced from 209 to 160 kilowatts per hour. This is a massive one, and this is a good news coming from Enugu State, Nigeria. Showing right now on your screen is a full article, and feel free to pause this particular part of the video to read up and understand and get full updates and clarity for yourself. Now let's take a look at our main event. Let's take a look at the reason why this video was made in its first place. Yes, 12 hours ago, the USB government came out to make a declaration and to release an article regarding what's played out in Washington, D.C. on that said day yesterday. Yes, just in case you don't know, a convention was held in Washington, D.C., which is titled the 2025 African Ambassadors Economic Forum. It was held in Washington, like I said, and an individual from the USB in the person of Honorable Adaeze, who happens to be the Director General of Foreign Affairs, was present in that summit. In that same summit, she presented a speech, and surprisingly, Simon's name was chanted because she informed the whole summit that, see, a man known as Simon is currently being held in Finland, Kilamäki Correctional Center, to be precise, by the Finnish government. And surprisingly, Simon's name was chanted. But for better understanding, take a look at this article coming from the USB government, where it states, at the 2025 African Ambassadors Economic Forum in Washington, D.C., Honorable Adaeze, Director General of Foreign Affairs, proudly represented the USB and engaged with several ambassadors and world leaders under the theme Unifying African Leaders to advance USA-Africa relations under the 2063 AU agenda. And this article also went a step further to give us more clarity, and you can pause this particular part of the video to read up and understand, so you can get to see every single thing that was discussed yesterday and the implications of this meeting. But interestingly, the key point here is that Simon's name was mentioned and his name was chanted in that summit. And in that said summit, individuals from the USA were present. some top individuals in the US political system and space were present in that meeting, and they listened to the speech coming from Adaeze, and they also listened about the case of Simon. This is a massive one, and this is a great feat because this guy in Kilamakoski somehow, someway, have spread the movement of the USB, regardless of what you think. He has spread the movement of this USB, and people of the international space have gotten to listen and know much about this whole thing. Yes, surprisingly, even yesterday, some individuals were seen in the country of Norway and in the country of Malta informing individuals on the streets, telling them about the USB and handing out flyers. Yes, in a video we covered yesterday, we showcased how these individuals were seen on the street of Malta and Norway, telling people, stopping people and telling them, see bros, there's a country known as USB. This country is new in Africa. This country is a sovereign state. This country wants to be one of the very best countries of the world, one of the wealthiest countries of the world. This country now has its passports, has its own national anthem, its own currencies, its embassy in the USA, and so on and so forth. Yes, and now, in a convention held yesterday in Washington, D.C., they said awareness has been created in the USA again. In Washington, D.C., the same place where the White House is officially situated and located. So this is a game changer, and this is a massive one, which will definitely go a long, long way in making sure that the actualization of this movement will receive fresh air and good news in the coming days. Anyways, if you find our videos interesting, don't forget to subscribe and turn on post notifications so you get first-hand info as we drop them. Well, moving on swiftly, yesterday something happened in the country of Finland that everybody needs to see at this particular point in time. A particular info regarding Simon's case from the Päijät-Häme District Court came to limelight, and this definitely is a game changer which will play in favor of Simon in the coming days. Yes, so what really happened? An individual who was called upon by the Päijät-Häme District Court to stand as a witness against Simon and to testify against him came out recently to give a full declaration of every single thing that played out before he was called upon to testify. And this guy had a lot of things to say. This guy don't turn table, he don't scatter everywhere. And for our video we published yesterday, we clearly showcased what this guy had to say and the implications of his statements moving on forward. Yes, so if you want to watch that video and get full updates, you can do it in two different ways. You can click on this channel's name and go to the last video published before this one. You'll find that video waiting for you to watch it, or we're going to leave a link right now on your screen. So yes, if you want to watch that video and get full updates, feel free to click on this video showing right now on your screen to watch and understand. Click on this particular video and I'll see you on the other side. Thanks for watching.